Okay, and next speaker is Octavian, and they will tell you something about how they support AI in their products. Thank you.
Thank you, Jika. Hello, everybody. So my name is Octavian Nadolu, and I will speak also about AI. I will change the flavor. So we'll speak about AI for XML development and what are the advantages and the challenges in using it. So first, a few things about me. So I'm a project manager working for Syncrosoft, the company that develops Oxygen XML editor and the rest of the product. I have more than 20 years experience with XML technologies. I'm also a contributor to different open source projects, speaker from time to time, and co-editor of the Schematron Quick Speak specification together with Nico Kucherauer. So this is the agenda of the presentation. We'll discuss a little bit about what is AI and what AI does, how you can use AI for XML and how you can generate XML and how AI understands XML content. Then we'll discuss how you can generate XSD schemas or XSLT and how you can develop this type of documents, and also how you can automate all these processes using XPath functions. And of course, we'll analyze the advantages and the challenges of using in these parts of your documents. So what is AI? So it's a branch of computer science that deals with the simulation of intelligence behavior in computer. And this idea started from ancient times, so people started to think about using AI in different domains. But in the latest period, it became more and more used in robotics and in other technology. And today, it's used a lot for natural language processing and generative AI. So natural language processing is a subfield of AI that focuses on enabling machine to generate and understand human language. And then we have machine learning that involves training algorithms that learns patterns and uses these patterns in generating content. And we have also deep learning that it's a type of machine learning that uses neural networks. So today's AI models uses this transformers technology that it's in fact a deep learning model, and it gets an input sequence and you get an output sequence, and then it makes some processing. And it's based of this idea of self-attention that was introduced in 2017 by this paper, Attention is All You Need, by a guy from Google. And then a lot of models started to be developed. So these large language models are using this transformer architecture that are trained on large corpus of data, and there are a lot of models that are developed today. There is this ChatGPT, but there is also BART developed by Google, Bing, Llama, Claude, Mistral, Hugging Face. So there are a lot of large language models that are developed today and are used, and they are trained on different data sets. There are also models that are developed specific on a data set and works better on that information. Others that are generic, like the ChatGPT or the ones from Google and Microsoft. AI for text processing, these models are very good on text summarizations, for example, for generating text, for machine translation, for text classification. So understand very good the text that you have in the document and can generate content based on the prompts that you are giving. For XML, so XML, it's a format that it's readable by both human and machine, and this is a good thing because AI can understand XML, and AI can understand, for example, when you have an XML that defines a person, and then you have a tag with a name, and you have some string there, it will understand that you have the person name in the tag. So understands and knows how to interpret the tags and the information from the tags. So you can generate XML markup, but you can also use AI to translate, let's say, the XML markup to a more human-readable way. So you can use AI to generate XML content, and you can create, for example, an XML content, just an XML document just from a description, but you can also use it to generate an XML content based on a schema. You can provide the schema, and then the AI will understand the structure of the schema, and it will generate the XML content based on the structure that you give. And then you can use it also for known frameworks like DITA, Dogbook, or TI that are already learned. So the AI will already know the schemas. You don't need to provide the schema. You just need to tell that you need to go to generate a document that follows this type of languages. So, for example, you can generate a DITA topic. So you can have a prompt that will say, OK, I want to generate a new DITA XML topic based on the following description. And you can pass a description for the topic. And the AI will know the structure of the topic, so it will know how to generate this XML document. It will start with an ID, then with a topic element, then an ID that contains the name of the description, then a title, and then starts to insert the structure. And I added just a part of the structure that is generated, but it generates more content. So you can have like a draft generated based on a simple instruction, and then you can raffine it and go further and have more information added, or tune your chat to provide more information in order to have the exact content that you want. So you can generate XML structure, and it knows how to generate this based on the information that you provide. You can also have like a generic table generated. For example, if you have some dashes and some content, you can say, OK, based on this, act as an XML developer, then respond with additional information, and then I want to create a table from this content. So it determines that you have some dashes between, so it can create a table. Then it also generates a header trying to explain what the information from each column explains. So it's a feature and description here. But you can also change this later if you want to explain that, for example, this is an action in description. But the idea is that you can generate very easy also on a simple content structure. Then you can use AI to add markup to your content. So for example, you have some documents and you want to add the markup. You can add the markup that is you already used in your document. So you can use your document content to train your AI in order to generate the exact markup that you have in the document. And you can also correct the document to use the markup that you already defined in the schema. So for example, you can have a paragraph that contains some dashes with some lines. And you can have a prompt that will say, OK, act as an XML developer and generate for me a list from this text. So it automatically determines that each line should be a list item and generates for you an unordered list. And I also added here that I don't want additional information, so it will generate only the structure of the list here. Of course, I can provide here more details about the document for which I generate the list. So if I'm in a Dogbook or if I'm in the TI, then you can generate a different list. If it's a custom document, then you can provide maybe a schema for that list or other information that you need to provide. Another example is with a table. So you can have a table with missing cells, those with gray, and you can ask AI to add the missing cells from the table. So we'll analyze the structure of the table, we'll check how many cells should be on each row, and then it will generate automatically the entries that are missing in your table. So understands the structure of the table, understands that this should be a table with all the cells added, and then it generates the structure for you. And you can also tell it to have also information in the entries and maybe generate some information there. So AI and XML, so you can use AI to generate XML content. When you generate, the prompt is very important, so you need to pass exactly the information that you want to generate there. And you can get different results from the different models. So if you are using OpenAI, then the prompt maybe doesn't work well on Claude or on other AI models. So you need to maybe adapt the prompt depending on the AI model that you are using, and you need to also check the result. The prompt is very important, and there are different techniques for creating the prompt. And you need to somehow know how to create this prompt. Some application will help you by providing some prompts, built-in prompts that will help you to generate the content. But the idea is that you can use techniques like adopted persona, where you can say, okay, act as an XML developer, or you can impersonate. You can say, act as a person that knows very well XML and knows XSLT and knows how to develop this type of document. So you can use this technique to create your prompt and make AI understand that you want to generate XSLT or XML content. You need to define exactly the objective. So you create a table from the following content. So you need to define exactly and clear the objective. You can refine the results. So if you ask to generate a table, it will generate a table, but maybe also some information about that table, so like a description or something. Then you can say, okay, I don't want any additional information, I just need the structure. And then you can also provide other context. So you can say, okay, I'm in a table, or I need to generate a table that follows a specific structure, and then provide the structure of that. You can also provide information on requests. There are, for example, OpenAI provides some functions that can be called when you need more information about the action that you provide. So you can say, okay, create me a table, but in case you need more information about the table, you can ask me about the schema, and I will give it to you. So you can also have this information provided to AI. You can also provide maybe the location, the expat location, where you want to insert exactly the content, and it will know better how to generate the content. So the prompt is very important, and how you write the prompt is very important to get the result exactly as you want it. Then you can use AI also for developing. So you can use it for XSLT, XSD, or schematron development, for example, because these are also based on some schema. So AI will know the schemas, will know the structure, and will know how to generate content or understand this type of content. So for example, you can use it to document your code. You can use it to explain the code that you have in your documents. You can use it to generate code based on some information that you want. You can use it also to find problems, refactor code, or you can start a conversation about your code. So you can provide the code and then start a conversation and ask it to, I don't know, change, refactor, explain something. And here's an example. So we can say that we have a template and we want to document this code. So you can ask AI to create a documentation for the code and include it as a comment. And this will explain exactly that this is a template and has a match, has a header mode, and then calls another template with a select that is a time resolution. So understands the structure of the XSLT, understand that you have a match, that you have a call template, understands that all the structure of the XSLT, and this is good because then you can use this AI to also maybe change something in your XSLT. So if you ask the AI to change something later, it will know because it knows the structure of the XSLT. Another example with explain code. So you can have like you can have a schematron, and you can have an action that will say, okay, explain this for me, please. And the AI will explain the code for you. So understands that this is a schematron, understands that it's a specific namespace set, that you have a pattern, that you have a rule that defines a context, and the reports that you have there. It explains the reports. So understanding this, it also helps the user that are basic user and they do not know very much about schematron to get more information about what this schema does. But also it helps you to know that AI will understand you when you ask something about this part of the code. So if you want to change something in this schematron and ask the AI, it will know because it knows to explain the code. So then you can use it to generate code. So you can use it to generate schematron, you can use it to generate XSLT, XQuery, or other type of documents. And for example, you can say, okay, I want to create an assert that verifies the number of words to be 10. Of course, it's easy to write for someone that knows schematron, and maybe it speeds up a little bit your work, but for someone that doesn't know to write this rule, it will help you. Then you can create another assert that uses a regular expression, this time an assert that verifies that there is an email in the text. So we can use a regular expression that checks if the text it's an email. And AI is very good on generating regular expressions. So this is hard even for me to write. So yeah, you can Google it, but it can help you to create more easily this. And of course, you need to test them and have some tests on the asserts that you have, but it helps you. And for me, it helps me a lot when someone writes on the support to answer very fast about some rules that a user wants to create. I just ask the AI to create, even if it's not perfect, I can answer easier because it helps me to speed up my work. Another example is with XSD. So you can generate schemas. You can generate schema just starting from a description, like here you can say you want a purchase order, and it will generate a complex type, it will generate the elements, the references between the types. And you can also have more specific prompt that will say, okay, I want to have, let's say, the generated complex type with these elements and refer these elements. So you can be more specific, and you can be more specific and provide also maybe some complex types that already exist in your document and say, okay, reuse this in the generated content. So you can make simple things with AI for developing, but you can also make more complex things, like providing more information for the AI in order to have a better result. And for example, for XSLT, you can provide the current components, like the templates and the function that you have in your document, and allow AI to reuse the XSLT content that you already have in your document. So if you want to generate, for example, a template that performs, I don't know, sorting, and you already have some function that will do this, in your document, AI will know that a function does this if you provide this information. So if you said, okay, I have these functions that maybe have a documentation for the function that explains that this function does perform a sorting, then you can reuse this when you are generated content. And you can also provide the associated XML, for example, or the associated schema. And when you generate content also in XSLT, you can say, okay, I want to process the following XML document and do some task on the content. Then the AI will know what type of matches should be made in your XSLT. So you can make it more powerful by providing more information about the context of the refactoring. Then you can also automate these actions. So you can use AI API to automate your actions and perform this more on a set of documents or on an entire document. And a solution for this, of course, you can call the API from everywhere. So a solution for this would be, for example, to create an XSLT function or an XPath extension function. An XSLT function, you can just call the API, but you need to hide somehow information that maybe you don't want to have it in your function, so you need to hide this information. It maybe is better to have like an XPath function that can be used in multiple places. So an example would be to have a function that will verify the content and the function that will transform the content. So you can have a function that will say, okay, I want to verify the following content, and you can pass an instruction to this function and the content that needs to be verified, and then have a built-in prompt that you have in the function that the user will not see and will tell you to respond with true or false. And then you can also have another one that will transform the content. And this time you have a different built-in prompt because you just want to get the transformed content from the function. And for example, you can have the instruction here rephrase to use active voice and the content that you want to transform. And you can use these functions to transform content from XSLT or XQuery. But you can use it also from Schematron and SQF. And this is good because you can use it in multiple places. And an example will be, okay, I want to generate some documentation for my functions and templates from an XSLT. You can use this transform content function and say, okay, act as a developer, create a documentation. So you can set a prompt for the transform and generate a content based on the content of the template or function that you want to generate the documentation for. And if you apply this on a style sheet, it will generate the documentation for your style sheet and understands exactly what the style sheet does. It explains here just in a phrase. You can have also a bigger explanation, but you can also have a more simple explanation just to explain what this template does. And you can also make this more nicer. So you can have like an introspection. So you can say a transform content that will also provide like a history of the discussion. So you can ask the AI to generate some content, but you can ask to generate 3 variants, then check the pros and cons from this solution that gives you, and based on this information, generate the content exactly that you want in the output. So you can have a more powerful function that will perform also an introspection of the result. So for XSLT and XQuery, you can perform this refactoring action. You can generate content. You can control the content that is sent through these actions and the content that is modified. You need to check the cost of the transformation. So if you transform multiple documents, then the cost can be high. And the response sometimes is inaccurate. Then you can use also AI for verifying content, for example. You can check if this phrase contains active voice. And to do this, you just use a rule and assert that uses the verify content function and pass the content of the description. And the AI will tell you that the function doesn't use the active voice. And then you can reformulate, also using AI, to use active voice. And you can do this automatically using a quick fix that will use the transform content function this time and will transform the content and pass as prompt to reformulate to use active voice. And another example would be with structure. So if you have a list and you want to generate the structure list here, you can use AI to generate this structure also from a quick fix. So you can use this time the transform content function and say, okay, I want to create a data, another list that with an item from each phrase. And I disable the output escaping here because I want to get the structure inserted in the document, not as text. So you can use AI for schematron and SQF. You can use it to automate your processes. You can use it to correct your content. You control the content that it's sent. This is the power of the schematron and SQF because you control the content that it's sent and that is modified in your document, and you can automate these processes. The high cost of the validation can be managed maybe if you make a manual validation or you have a model that it's internal for you, and then the cost is not so big. Also, you need to check the responses from the AI. So as a conclusion, AI is constantly growing, and it's improving more and more, and there are a lot of companies that are developing new models. It can be used for generating and for transforming XML document and XML content, understands very well XML document. You can use it for XSLT and XSD, also schematron. You can use these XPath functions, and you can develop your own XPath functions that will allow you to use AI in different parts, so in schematron or in XQuery or in XSLT, and you can perform automatic action. And do not expect AI to do your job, so it will not do your job, but use it to improve your job. There are some resources here, and thank you. I don't know if we have time for questions.
Thank you very much, Octavian, and we certainly have time for one or two questions. So anyone? Oh, over there.
The use case when you receive random XML where there's no documentation about the element names, etc., is that something you have experiment with? Generating descriptions of element names, maybe providing better example synonyms, what the abbreviation represents?
I don't know if I got exactly the question, sorry.
So if I get from an external source an XML file with data and there's no documentation about the XML file, could I use AI to help me explain what an element name means, what an abbreviation means? Maybe also tells me they use this name in the XML file, but this is better, you know, that the producer made some mistakes.
Yeah, I think you can use AI, and as I told you, you can use AI also for with introspection. So you can double check also using AI. So you can ask a question, check the answer, and then use AI to check again if the answer that provided it's better has a better answer for this. So with introspection, you get a better result for this type of questions.
Okay, thanks. And there is a question from Steven.
So if you can't trust the output, that means you have to check it all. So do you have any idea about how much time it actually saves just producing it yourself compared with letting AI produce it and then having to check it all?
This depends on the output that you want to create. So if you want to create complex style sheets and you are very good on creating style sheets, then maybe it doesn't help you. Maybe it helps you to document your style sheet because you are lazy and you don't want to document your style sheet, so it helps you there. But for someone that doesn't know very well the language, it will help you. It will help and they will learn. Probably they will make mistakes, probably they will not do the perfect style sheet, but I think they will learn faster.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you again.